Hi, this is Katie Johnson, and today I want to talk to you about this set of products, the Beauty of Friendship stamp set and the Coordinating Beautiful Trees die set. Now, the stamp set itself is a two-step stamp set, DistINKtive stamp set. Those actually mean two different things. DistINKtive means that when you stamp this image, it's not all going to come out an even coloring. Some of it's going to be more intense and some of it's going to be less intense. In other words, the stamp itself is not a smooth level surface. It's going to pick up more ink in some places and less ink in other places. This gives some beautiful shading when you stamp this way. Now, you'll see that these two are very similar in shape. So you're going to get two tones of stamping out of this one, and then when you stamp this on top of it, two-step, stamp this, then stamp that, you're going to get even more shading and depth on your stamps. Let me show you what I mean. So I have some samples already done here. Okay. Here's that first stamp, the one that's going to give you two sets of imagery, and then here's the darker one, and that's what it looks like. And then when you stamp one on top of the other, just look at all this shading that you're going to get in there. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty, so much depth, so much visual depth because of the differentiation in the ink colors. And then of course there's this tree stamp that's going to coordinate with that. Now there is the big tree. There's also the small tree, same thing. You've got the two-tone with the DistINKtive stamping here, and then you've got the two-step with a third set of layering of inks that you can apply to that. And this is what it looks like when you put it on a tree. This can also look great as a bush, though. Depending upon what you're stamping, you can create some scenes where this gives the illusion of being bush rather than necessarily the tree top. Now, the stamp set also has some splotches, which if you ink it up in different colors, you can get a beautiful fall look out of it that way as well. And notice it looks like there's ground down here. That's this stamp right there, so that you can give the illusion of it being planted someplace in the earth. So lots of fun stuff that you can do with the tree part of the stamp set. And then there's some great sentiments that go along with it. And again, I love a stamp set that's got an individual stamp with a combination of block letters and the scripty letters. I just think that that's so pretty. Okay, so there is the stamp set and lots of fun things that you can do with the stamps. Let's take a look at the dies. All right, so it's a little bit hard to tell what the dies look like when they're in my package right here, but I don't know how well you can see. There's this outline shape right here that's going to cut out this smaller treetop. There's a larger outline stamp here that's going to cut out this bigger tree. And then there's a couple of even bigger things. So here's the two outline stamps that are going to cut out the two stamped tree shapes. This tree trunk stamp, there's a framelit that will cut that out. And then there is this larger image, which is just awesome. You can do all kinds of things with the tree itself. I mean, cut it off like that and think sea anemones in an ocean scene. Wonderful fall branches. You can also add foliage to it. So in my package, what you see down here, this is actually two dies. There is an outline die, if you can kind of follow it around visually here. That's going to cut out the lighter green that you see on my sample card down here. And then there's a second die with lots of holes in it that's going to cut out what you see as the darker part down here. And when you layer them, you get the look again of leaves on a tree. You also get two birds, and you also get two shapes that would allow you to die cut some of these sentiments over here. All right, let's take a look at the product in the book because I want to show you one thing about that, and then we're going to take a look at a stack of samples that I have over here. All right, here's the catalog, and this product is found on page 11. So I'm going to show you one thing about my catalog. I usually will take my yellow highlighter and highlight if I actually own that set. So I wanted you to notice, if you're not familiar with this already, but you're going to see in here that some of these shapes actually have some shading around them, some visual shading. So you can see that here on this Thinking of You. You don't notice it on the other sentiment stamps, but you do see it on this one, and you do see it on that one. What this tells you with that shading is that in the coordinating die set, there is a die that was specifically designed to cut out that shape. So you will see it here for both of these trees, because there are framelits that were designed to cut out those trees, or those foliage parts of the tree, and then there's a die that is intended to cut out the stamped part of the trunk. And then of course you don't notice it on some of these others. I love the catalog. If you don't have a catalog already, please message me. I can make sure that you do get a catalog. You're going to see samples on the page where the product is shown. Now this is actually a suite of products because it's got the die and the stamp set, and then it's got some coordinating paper that goes with it, at least in this particular catalog. So you got lots of samples over here. And then in the back where they show you the dies, because they just show these dies real little down here. But when you go to the back and you take a look at where the dies are, they are going to give you another product sample over here. So here's the dies, a little bit bigger visual on what dies come in the set. And then there's another little mark down here. Now you'll see it by these two. You're not going to notice it on this one. You see it on that one of the three on this page, but not the other two. So what does that little icon indicate? So what this little icon tells you is the word mini, M-I-N-I. And it tells you that any Stampin' die set that does have this icon, the stamps are going to be small enough to fit in the mini machine. Isn't this so cute? It's just so tiny, but this is really a very good workhorse in terms of tools. It's the mini die cut and emboss machine. It works just like its big brother, the full scale model. Of course, the bed is only a little over 3 inches, so it's not going to handle the full size embossing folders. Stampin' Up! Does have a line of the half-size embossing folders that fit through here just like a charm. And then a large number of the die sets are also small enough dies that they will fit in this mini machine. This looks pretty big when I look at the die cut sample, but it is small enough that it's going to fit through this small machine. Now, why am I telling you this now? Because during March of 2022, when I'm filming this machine, the little die cut and emboss machine, as well as 13 die sets, which includes this one, die and stamp sets, they're all 20% off. Normally with a bundle, when they take a stamp set and die, it will be 10% off, but now during March, a select list, including this one, is actually 20% off. So if you're thinking about getting a little machine that can travel with you and pop in your purse, this is so tiny, really. It takes up no space, and it's really lightweight. But if you're looking for a little travel machine, March might be the time to think about investing. And make sure you take a look at the whole list of all 13 die sets that are on sale. All right, are you ready to see some samples? So I brought these sample pages back in for reference. For this first one, we are looking at the tree stamped alone, some sponging around it, and then a die cut bird sitting in the tree. Very sweet. Very easy to do, very pretty and simple. Now on this one, the tree is stamped on it. Can you see? Yeah, you can see the brown. So the tree is stamped underneath here, and then both of these stamps, the one with the two-tone and then the third one layered on top, they've all been stamped on top of here. So again, very simple, very beautiful, so much visual depth when you use that two-step stamping and when you use DistINKtive stamps, and then when you put the two of them together, then you got lots of visual depth. All right, here's one, and I'm going to bring my stamp set back in just to show you the clever thing happening on this one. So the grass that you see down here on the bottom, that's actually this, which was supposed to be like a grounding stamp. It's just rotate it vertical and make grass. And again, if you can see the lighter stamp behind, this is vellum. But if you can see the light green behind and then the dark green on top of it. So this one is a combination of the stamped tree trunk and then the die cut, this one right here, it's not any detail, it's just the whole thing, because all the detail in this is actually coming from some designer paper that has a lot of detail in it, and then a cute little bird up in the tree. There's that same designer paper. Lots of detail in the designer paper. This is now the big tree die. So it's this one up here. And then again with two birds, and down here, what you're looking at is this one, not stamped, just die cut to provide like a second tree down there with a little bit thicker trunk. All right, here we see full use of those dies. So this is the big tree die. Behind it in the lighter color green is this, the one that's the lighter color green here. The tree trunk is sandwiched in between them, and then on top of it is the one that provides all the detail for the foliage. So, so pretty. And then a little tree up in the, or a little bird up in the tree. And these two are a couple of fancy folds, but it's just similar. It's just different, different color palette here. So this is going to be soft succulent with shaded spruce, and this is going to be pear pizzazz with old olive. And then this one is actually a fancy fold. So it's called a mini bendy card. And for this one, the tree trunk, this again, this big tree trunk is in the back, and then die cut from that matching designer paper is just the foliage one glued on top of the branches for the tree. So guys, this is a lot of fun to play with the dies. You can do so much fun creative layering with the dies, and you get so much visual depth with the combination of the DistINKtive stamp and the two-step stamping. So I will have a link down below to this particular product. It's called The Beauty of Friendship, and the link will also contain a link to all the rest of the Stampin' die sets that are on sale during the month of March. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you go down right now and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll see more videos like this, and remember to ring the bell. That way you'll get notifications every time I post a new one. Thanks. We'll talk with you later. Bye.